Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bit of an impromptu video today, but nonetheless a very special one. I'm joined by my good friend and partner in crime, Flip D Switch, outside of his usual Deadpool persona on this channel. How are you doing today, my friend?
I am doing just fine. It is a good Sunday, just got back from vacation, and I am excited to talk. It's been a while.
Absolutely, and I figured what better way to kick things off than by just talking about Death Battle, like how we feel about it, because and I'm sorry folks about the lack of updates on videos, the season 4 review is being worked on, I do promise, but in the meantime I figured this would be a fun little interim video for us to just reminisce on the show and talk about our favorite episode and favorite moments, just in general on the channel.
And it'll also give me something to do since I'm not in the season 4 review.
Well, exactly. We gotta stay true to the format.
Yeah.
So, would you like to go first, or would you like me to start?
Sure, yeah. Let me see. Might as well just start with my favorite episode.
Okay.
This, like I said, it's been a while. There have been a lot of great ones, but my number one spot still goes to Hulk versus Broly.
Aw, yeah.
That's admittedly, there are objectively better ones, like Saitama versus Popeye. That was great. Goku versus Superman 3, loved it. A lot of the ones from season 10 are great, but
Oh yeah.
Hulk versus Broly is just my favorite because it connects to my past, my present. It's simple but kind of complicated. It's just when I was growing up, Hulk was my favorite Marvel hero, my favorite superhero in general, actually. No, aside from Spider-Man, of course. Spider-Man was my number one, but yeah, Hulk was definitely solid runner-up. Just simple guy, gets angry, hits things, gamma radiation, super cool. Then I grew up, got into Dragon Ball, and when Goku and Vegeta, super cool, always loved them. But then I saw the Broly movie.
Oh god, the Broly movie.
That man was a tank.
Oh, it's such a good film.
So hardcore. And then, of course, they keep bringing him back, and then it's okay, he was cool, and then cut to, whenever the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie came out, and I was oh, cool, another new Saiyan, great superhero, I wonder who's gonna be Broly. No way. So, yes, of course, I was hyped for that, and Lord, the spectacle of that movie. Just, the camera angles, the freaking fight choreography, the switches from 2D to 3D, almost looking seamless, the damn soundtrack.
Yes.
Ooh, that was good.
That shot of, from... I think it's from Broly's point of view, where you're just seeing him fly across, and you see his hands firing. That will stay with me for the rest of my days.
You see his hands firing. He chases Vegeta through a mountain that he just threw him through.
Yes.
Oh, that was so good. And then, of course, there was all that, and then I liked seeing Hulk versus Doomsday. It was good for what it was, what they had at the time. But yeah, that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 model did not do him any favors.
I still stand by that. He's just a funny little guy.
He is kind of funny, but it does not compare to the Hulk model in Hulk vs. Broly, because that's an original thing that was made in the studio. This wasn't just ported from anything. This was made for this battle, to my knowledge.
Definitely stylized as well.
It looks. Having seen the later season, it legitimately looks like a reskinned Hazel from Ruby. He kind of has that kind of vibe to him.
Okay.
And then the episode was great, of course. And then just the fight. You know dang well how much I geeked out over the fight back in the original season 7 review.
Oh yeah, just I'm still thinking about how we're possibly gonna top that for when we redo the season 7 review.
I genuinely do not think we can.
We might just need to have it just play out one for one the way it was in the old one. That's one of those things where you can't really mess with perfection.
Definitely, yeah. It was just, and yeah, a lot of that was just genuine hype, just off the top of my head type stuff, and I still stand by it. The fight is great. the scale steadily increasing, the trading of catchphrases, the whole like I said, I think I actually commented on the video the whole like student teacher dynamic they almost had.
Yes, you had like that's sort of your headcanon vibe that you
Yeah,
had with
yeah,
it.
yeah. It was just like training Broly on how to be the big green rage guy, and then like I think I commented like his Hulk's pride in Broly overpowering his anger was the reason that he lost, and that just made it so much better for me.
Yeah, and reminds me of the Vegeta's line where it's like, this is a new feeling, pride in
something else.
Unfortunately, it's
it's
be overshadowed by all this
unyielding rage!
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good.
That final like after shot of Broly just like laying down, like
laying down,
all serene.
sore throat.
And one of the
Deer
dear friends
comes up
coming
to him.
up to like comfort him. And then they had the funny, I think it was on like the commentary where they're like, oh wait, where one of the people on was like, hey wait, where's the other deer? And Ben or Chad was like, I don't know, I guess they died. No!
Oh no!
They're just like decided to be really dark.
Bambi, no!
Be really dark with it. One thing I definitely feel like with Hulk versus Broly that some people don't quite understand, because like, you know, that episode tends to get a bit of flack for the sound design, which is a pretty big thing.
Yeah,
But
like that was like the preview sound design.
for me,
Like, admittedly, the preview sound design was a bit weak. It just sounded like typical body slaps.
yeah, for me, I feel like that was intentional because of the way that it synergizes with the track. Like,
Oh,
Ikari
yes, Ikari.
is one of the best songs they've done on the show. And
Right?
it's
Yeah.
it still holds up today. And I
you
think,
would not think that such a kind of chill, calming song would fit with the two big rage guys.
and like the way the choreography is and how it's like, I feel like if they started out too big with the hits like at the very beginning, it would have gone against the tone they were going for, because like, you know, Broly is like supposed to be like a much calmer character, especially compared to Hulk's last opponent, Doomsday. And so like being there like along with his psyche of him like slowly getting more and more insane with it, and as like the track itself like keeps building up, like, because like by the end of it, like they're like screaming, like the vocals are like going like,
they are
it's
screaming,
awesome.
punching apart dimensions, bashing each other's heads until they disintegrate.
And the guy in the vocal, who is it? Who is it that sings it again? I forget.
You know what? I'm gonna check so I don't like Vincent Galvin.
Yes, that's it. And I believe the same person on Wings of Iron.
Probably, yeah.
And yeah, but like they're all that person's also like going like Ikari, like going wild with it, and
just the hardcore metal scream over like the calm guitar. Just the perfect embodiment of that whole thing.
Batgirl had a reason to be requesting it on the Bat computer. Like,
oh yeah, Batgirl, she has taste.
Oh yeah, and made for an awesome season finale, for sure.
So good.
So I have zero disagreements with you on that one. I can't wait to reevaluate it, because honestly, that's one of my season 7 reviews that I feel like still kind of holds up, like for the most part. So so when I go back to it, I feel like my thoughts won't really change that much. It'll just be like slightly refined editing, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta say, like, since season 7, I think you kind of just, you've gotten the formula down. You've nailed it.
Absolutely great episode. And for my favorite episode, I hate that it feels kind of like retreading, because like it's still a Dragon Ball episode that I'm talking about. And
hey, I can never get enough Dragon Ball.
Oh, I mean, yeah, people say that it's oversaturated, but I mean, they tend to be.
They say
my
it's
favorite
oversaturated
episodes.
when Marvel versus DC is a thing.
Yeah, so honestly, with this one, it is very much a personal, like, nostalgic attachment, and because I know that there are many obvious issues with it, and there are a lot of great episodes that came afterwards that I would probably consider better. But in terms of my favorite, like, episodes that mean a lot to me, Kirby versus Majin Buu, that is still up there for me. And like the profound impact that episode had on me. I really think that one made me a true Death Battle fan, which is crazy to say because I've been watching the show like for a while up until that point, and it did like mean a lot to me. But something about that episode, and just like probably the fact that like they used a character as like iconic and just lovable as Kirby, like it is impossible to find someone who doesn't like Kirby.
They got a cosmic eldritch horror entity from the outer space that eats everything, and they pit it against Majin Buu. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, what did they think was gonna happen? So like it feels like the kind of character that was made for Death Battle. I would not be surprised if they bring him back again. That being said, I will be equally surprised if it tops this one for me, because it is a beast of an episode. Like, a lot of people tend to underestimate that. I mentioned in my season 2 review that other than Mr. Satan versus Dan, which is as long as it is mostly because of the more comedic tone, and so it's like like less going on,
less animation, more comedy.
Yeah, exactly. But Kirby versus Majin Buu is ever so slightly below it as the longest sprite fight of the show. And I think that's what really has me so attached to it, that like I feel so connected to like their version of Kirby in this. Like he's just such a cute little guy. Like he didn't know what he was doing, like stealing all those snacks that were originally the denizens of Dreamland.
He's just a little fella. He was hungry.
Yeah, I heard some people say that they weren't a big fan of like the faces they drew for him, but like that kind of adds to the charm for me as well, especially with how
it gives him some extra emotion.
Yeah, with how old that episode is too. It just like it continues to endear me to him, and like the dynamic he has with Majin Buu. Like they have like so many funny interactions, like him and Fat Buu. Like I mentioned in my review, like they feel like two little brothers fighting over the controller. Like that moment where he slices him in half and Boo's like, you hurt Boo. Almost. And Kirby just like face palms like this. Like that is so ridiculously good. And
just like, yeah, like you said, two kids fighting over the last cookie.
And it's like, again, like just like their version of Kirby is just so endearing and so funny, and the way that they use the copy abilities. Like that's another thing that I love about Dragon Ball episodes, is the way that they play around with the pacing and the escalation of it, and especially with characters that transform so much. And obviously with Majin Buu you can do that a lot, and Kirby is a perfect counter to that as well, because of the way that he also copies, but in a very different way. We saw the hammer and like the awesome combos, and then when he got the sword fighter ability, and Boo was like, oh wait, I could do that too. It was like very horrifyingly stole some poor little guy, and then they had that awesome sword fight, and then oh my gosh, the freaking the way that he just decided, screw this, I'm just swallowing you up. Nobody said I can't do that. And once again, a lot of people, and they say that transformation doesn't make much sense, and you're right, that's not how it happens in the show. But again, like I'm fine with that, because like the way, specifically the way Kid Buu makes his entrance, ripping a hole through the fabric of reality to escape. My God, that completely changed the tone of the entire fight. And now just like Kirby's like, he's running for his life. He's like doing all of these different trump cards that he has, but like nothing's working. And you're like, oh God, no, this poor boy. I don't want to see him cry. Makes you want to root for him,
yeah,
exactly. Like I still stand by him swallowing up that final attack and launching Boo, like after seeing his like completely dumbfounded face, like what just happened?
Just
and
jaw dropped. You like, you gotta be kidding me, that usually works.
And then just completely disintegrated, and Kirby being revealed to be the sun. Like that is what cemented this episode in just like internet Hall of Fame history. After that, nobody saw Kirby the same way. And I think that's truly what makes this episode special to me, that it didn't just like have an effect on me. Like I honestly think the discourse around Kirby kind of changed entirely after he beat a Dragon Ball character so savagely in this episode.
Yeah, the Death Battle episodes that reveal, like, the hidden potential are, like, some of my favorites. Raiden versus Wolverine.
Exactly.
Like, Raiden was overshadowed the whole time. Then he cuts Wolverine's head off.
That's another moment that'll stick with me forever. And
yep.
And like I have to say, the analysis also had some pretty classic moments as well, and it was a fun little contrast of like Kirby's such a fun little time, and then like Boo is just this horrifying actual monster. Like we joke about Kirby being a monster, but like no, Boo is actually terrifying. And
like I said, I am perfectly fine with some tonal clash in these type of things, especially if like the cute, cartoony one easily overpowers the darker, edgier one.
Yeah, wholesomeness will prevail 9 times out of 10.
Wholesomeness always wins.
Yeah.
Loath as I am to admit it, I was one of these salty Dragon Ball fanboys back in the day. I was like, but he was the last villain. He was the last bad guy of Dragon Ball, and the Dragon Ball people are the strongest there is. And
I'll be honest, I hadn't actually seen Dragon Ball yet when that episode came out, so that's probably part of why I wasn't on that same boat.
And again, loath as I am to admit it, I got into Dragon Ball from DBZ Abridged, and then I think I got one of the video games. It was like Ultimate Tenkaichi, which sucked looking back on it.
So yeah, Kirby versus Majin Buu, not the best episode, but my god, it's one that will stick with me forever.
Like I said, some may be objectively better, but it's your favorite. Like, this is, you know the meme, this is great, but I like this.
Exactly. Like, nobody can take that away from me, and nobody can take that away from you.
That's what's special about opinions.
Yeah, and that's what's special about this show. Like, everybody's got their own personal memories, like, attached to it. Like, not just, like, within the show itself, just, like, in general, just, like, whether it be, like, from other series on the channel or just, like, the community. Do you have any moments like that?
I have 2 moments in my head that are there for different reasons. One is just for the scene itself, and then the other one is just, like, my memory of watching the scene.
Gotcha.
Because, like, I think, no, one was season 9, one was season 10. So these are kind of recent. So, like, I'll start with the one that's just the scene itself. It's the Bill versus Discord twist. Like, that was so good, so well delivered. And it's like, you never really get, like, twists like that in there. It's either like, ooh, you think he's dead, but he's not dead. Or, ooh, you think he's lost all of his powers, but no, he has some semblance left and he uses it to stab the other guy. No, this is a twist where he is technically lost, but then he just traps the winner in there and just steals the actual moral victory. Losing the battle, winning the war type thing.
Is a very, very rare. There aren't really many moments I can, like, equate to it.
Like, I was half expecting him to, like, oh, he's trapped Bill in the nightmare dimension. He's gonna find a way to get out of it and kill him. And then it's like, no, he just died, and he did that to stick it to Bill. That was just great.
It was like the ultimate sacrifice and the ultimate roundabout way to show how he's, like, developed as a character compared to Bill, who never saw the value in friendship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Book of Bill just came out. Gravity Falls might be getting a semi-sequel. There could be development. But yeah, and then the other one is, and I'm sure you'll know what I mean, the Trunks versus Silver climax.
Yeah.
Just watching that with you and everybody else. Just about 10 or so screaming fans yelling along with Silver, it's no use. That just felt so good.
I felt like freaking Aaron Hansen when
they
were doing their Sonic 06
like,
playthrough. And
I win! My win!
It's
Aaron
no
wins.
fucking use!
Aaron wins! Silver wins! Sonic wins!
Go, please. I'm so
Yeah.
scared now. Yeah, Aaron. Why aren't you looking at me?
Why aren't you looking at me? Great community moment. Great just like bro moments. That was just like the closest I'll ever get to cheering for like a sporting event.
Especially for Silver of all characters.
I know! Silver the freaking Hedgehog. He deserves more W's.
Like, that was his time in the sun, and he got it, and
Ooh,
it
yeah.
felt so cathartic.
So
Especially
cathartic.
because Trunks, like, he'd been, like, taking so many winning streaks up to that point. It was getting savage.
Every Trunks versus Silver is basically just Trunks shoving Silver into a dumpster and closing the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no real challenge there, but then, like, seeing him pull out a victory in the crack of time with, like, all of this flashy stuff and him using it, and then Hedge of Tomorrow just kind of bursting in, it's just so good.
That remaster, by the way, is incredible.
The remaster, it's so good. They fixed the timing issue. I'm so happy.
Oh, all of Brandon Yates' remasters have been excellent.
Yes.
I'm so glad that we got those. I'm actually glad you brought that one up because that's probably one of my favorite like personal moments with the community as well. Like doing the reactions with the Judgment server is one of the best decisions I had ever made in my life because
definitely, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm slowly like moving away from reaction content in general because I tend to prefer scripted stuff, at least when I by myself. And if I do like commentary videos, I like to have other people around to like bounce off of because I just feel awkward by myself.
You don't want to be just one of those reactors that's just sitting there watching and just like
Yeah, exactly. like I ate everything at that perfect the guy reacting to the Up Down album. Like,
yep.
Oh yeah, Up Down, huh? Okay, that was my reaction to the Up Down album. Thank you all for coming. No, that is my niche that I found, and it created a lot of awesome friendships at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And Trunks vs. Silver was my birthday episode.
That was your birthday episode, yes.
Like, and I knew that episode was gonna be on my birthday, so I believe it was Black Adam versus Apocalypse was the one before. And so I was like, okay, guys, my birthday episode, what's it gonna be? And I saw it was Trunks versus Silver, and I was like, oh, well, it was the expected one, but I guess that's all right. Then I saw it was Xeno versus Archie, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, now I'm interested.
We'll get to not only go back to Archie, but we'll discuss a side of Dragon Ball we haven't really seen before. So,
and I gotta say, that was probably the best thing they could have done with that.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure like people could have been like, oh, Trunks could have fought Chrono or something, but like no, like with Trunks versus Silver is very iconic, so I understand that they had to do at least some version of it.
Yeah, I will say I put up the Trunks versus Chrono suggestion and got it immediately shot down by like 5 people.
Aww.
Because apparently the dynamic sucks.
Oh well.
It's okay.
I love the fact that when we went back, we found Oolong just like in the background.
Oh yeah, he was just. Wait, didn't he pull 3 cards? And it's just like,
exactly.
Oh, there he goes.
Very, very much in character for him to be the butt of the joke. And
I'm just glad it wasn't Yamcha for once.
For once. And yeah, I'm with you there, man. Just everybody being like all like cheering at the same time, like that's the closest I felt like to being like Kirby.
Yeah, and then like icing on the cake, the next episode announcement.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes, that was just like.
So SpongeBob was one thing. I was like, whoa, SpongeBob, that's cool. Super Friends Aquaman. And I was like, what? Like, that is probably the hardest I've laughed ever, like, on camera.
That was so good. I know SpongeBob is insane, so, I mean, it's Super Friends. It's pre-Crisis. So he's gotta have something to match with Superman, right?
Turned out Robot Chicken was right all along.
Yep.
Other than, if I was to pick another moment, like, you know, being different from that, I think that day was just such a special day that it kind of goes without saying, but we have to talk about the Bill Cord moment, the Bill Cord reaction.
Yes.
Dude. How in the world? Like, I still, like, some people think that I faked that. Hand to God.
Oh my gosh. The pausing on your name. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, hand to God, like, we were watching the premiere of that episode, and it was the premiere. Was it the premiere or like
I think it was
it was like the members video.
Yeah, it was the members video.
It was, so there's no way I could have seen it before.
Right.
Like, that was the first time I had seen it.
You just randomly paused.
You guys know I pause these videos all the time just to, like, dissect everything. That is what we do on, like, I don't like reaction videos that are just the same length as the video it's being reacted to.
You hit
like,
the jackpot on the roulette wheel. How did you do it?
I didn't even realize that was what was happening, that it was, like, flashing through a bunch of names. I thought that it was like, wait, why is my name there? And then when I unpaused it, I saw it flashing through a million other names. I was like, wait, I paused on my name at, like, the perfect moment?
That was
then we,
nuts.
like, went frame by frame through all the names, like, to see who all we could find out. Like, dude. And then, like, Chad, like, getting in the Death Battle YouTube account to comment, like, how did you do that, man? And, like, that moment helped us win Best Reaction.
That was, yeah.
Like that in Trunks versus Silver, those won Best Reaction of the year, their respective years.
I'd say that, and then the, like, 15-20 minute Sans search we did in the battle.
Oh, I'm still so embarrassed about that. How did it take me that long to find Sans and the judge?
To be fair, you had like 10 people screaming. It's like, no, go back. No, forward, back.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, no.
Origin the hero had to help.
Yeah, no. Origin had to jump in and help. But yeah, it was like, I'm gonna bring up another Game Grumps bit. It's like I forget when they said this, but it's like, we should just do terrible, like, walkthroughs where we're just green screen in front of something. It's like, yeah, go. No.
I believe that's their Link to the Past playthrough.
Yeah.
I'm still sad they haven't done anything with that idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason that and the Trunks versus Silver reactions won Best Reaction. Like, not to toot my own horn, but those truly were special videos.
Yeah, like I said, I brought one of them up. That was super special.
I guess that's another moment as well, like, to be honored, like that validation from the crew itself. Like, honestly, like, this show means so much to me.
Right,
and
yeah.
I wish there was something that you and I, that we all could do to help it, to save it, if you will.
That would be great. I mean, I can think of something.
Wait a minute. Actually, if you go into the description of this video right now, there is a link to the fucking Kickstarter, baby.
Let's go!
Save Death Battle. It is back. They have bought it. It is independent now, fully indie. They can do whatever they want.
We are so back.
Full creative control. It's all gonna go to the first few episodes of the show and making sure that it can, like, go on steadily. And if you donate, like, even $1 goes a long way in saving this show. Like, whatever you can. It doesn't matter, like, what your situation is. If you don't feel like you can donate, like, share it around, see who else can, like, spread the word. Like, that is just as helpful as well.
Definitely.
There is no better time to be a Death Battle fan. Ben, Chad, Sam, Austin, like, everyone. It's so great to see that they are back, and I'm going to be there every step of the way with them.
Same here.
And I hope you guys will be too. Thank you all so much for joining us. #SaveDeathBattle.
Save it. Bye-bye.
Woo!
Hoorah!